we're just testing here to see. Well, let's see what this does, to see how this works. Fixing my zooms and cameras and things and stuff. Let's see what this does, to see how this works. Fixing my zooms, cameras and things and stuff. Intensity just a smidge, make me look alive, and contrast up just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, there you go. All right. Hi. I'm just testing. I have no idea if anyone's watching. I have no idea what's going on here. Actually, we got somebody watching now. Hi. I'm Nick in the States. I'm testing live stream. I need to mute my live stream over here. There we go. Testing to see what this looks like, how it looks. Would this be usable in a live stream format? And if I were to show off a guitar in frame, making sure that it doesn't completely disappear, depending on how I put it up there. All right. I guess if I backed up further for the guitar side, it might not be the worst thing on the planet, right? And if I go and do that, put that in there. Yeah, look at that. Cool. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not the best. We're just testing here. It's just a live stream Q&A test thing. Okay, that's all I got. Quality is, well, the quality isn't perfect. I don't know if this is maybe what I would use by default. Hey, look at that, it catches the guitar cases every once in a while too. So they ghostly show up in frame. All right, I guess if I go back too far, that's what happens. Well, anyway, this is a live stream test, just testing. I'm gonna go watch the playback of this and see how good or bad it is. But actually, if you're on the test and someone just popped in now and is there, hi. We're just testing the live stream stuff through Zoom. Just hooked up Zoom to my YouTube live stream and seeing what it looks like. What do you guys think? Does it look acceptable? I love how the guitars are like peeking out of the like ether to my right. Every once in a while, they're just like, ooh, I'm a guitar. No, I'm not. It's not the most perfect thing, but hey, we're working on it, right? If you guys are on here and listening, Jamal, what's up, man? How do I sound? That's my key question there. I was gonna watch the playback afterwards, but how good or bad does the audio sound? Right now, I'm just using the camera mic. I'll probably move down and use a one of my regular mic. Hey, Kyle, what's going on, man? Yeah, we use Zoom all the time. The family, the kids have get-togethers on there. Oi! What's up? The kids get together on Zoom too, and they all chat, have fun with things, and kind of go with it. Cool, that's good to know. Because I think I'm gonna try and do an actual planned Q&A live stream event coming up soon. And I wanted to see if this was the best way to do it. In the background, it's just my bedroom, so it's a mess. So I'm testing the virtual background layout and hopefully it isn't so bad. Cool, Kyle, good to know. I'm gonna bring probably the mic I use to record vocals and things and just run it through an interface into the computer. But yeah, the other thing is, the bummer is it eats up the guitar that isn't in front of me. This is the guitar I've been playing the most the last little bit. I got this as a gift recently from an uncle. It's a Les Paul Classic with a very tricky headstock. And mini hums. The thing is just awesome, but good to know that it doesn't work the greatest for that. The other thing I may do is swing. Either I use my the camera that I use for my video recording and use that as the mic source and just kind of spin this whole setup so I can face that way and show stuff off. The problem is that I need to figure out how to see you guys, and I don't know. I'm figuring out logistics, I guess, is really the thing. The background looks elegant. I can switch the backgrounds too. If I go here and go preferences, I've got a couple fun virtual backgrounds in here. I can go and do the Rio background. Ooh, really does catch the light off of these things. I'll have to put like a towel over those or something. But yeah, here's the Rio background. That's kind of fun. And then for the people that have been around the channel for a bit, I could just go back to the old school Nick in the States background setting that I used for so long. My old studio, which sadly is not like this anymore. Yeah, so, wow, that looks like crap. I don't know why it's chewing on the image now. It didn't used to chew on the image like that. I'll probably have to add it again, because that is just pixelatedly gross, right? I don't know. Jamal, I did buy that black V, which is just, it's a killer guitar. It's fun. I was recording a video for it a while back. There we go. I've cleaned up the pixelation. The old school wall of guitars. Sadly, there are now just 5 guitars. It's all repainted. There's new cabinets. My studio's not like that anymore. It's a bummer. Hey, Shane. It's a sort of green screen. Zoom has a ability to virtual background it out, but the challenge is it's still picking up the guitar cases that are right here. So I think if I threw a towel over those or something, it would probably make those go away. But they're just catching enough light this time of day to really screw things up. What if I give them more light? Does it make them disappear? Hey, look at that. If I give them more light, now they're gone. Yay! And I look a little better even in more light too. So yeah, testing Zoom. So I use Zoom at work for all of our video conferencing stuff. It's actually part of my job. And it's better than some of the other hokey live stream stuff in there. But the cool thing about this is I can send other people links, invite them in, and we can have a big playpen in it, and it's nice, easy, private, and secure, which I think will be great. Did you guys see? You probably have seen it, but that Aggiefish Hunter, his signature guitar from Harley Benton, which is a $500 Harley Benton really to your door. That thing is really, really nice. And I got my shipping confirmation today that it's leaving Germany. So I'm rather excited about one. I couldn't resist. You know, there are 3 dudes that I feel extra special close with on it. One of the guys, Shane, because Shane's awesome. And actually, if you listen to the solo at the beginning of my video, that's not me, that's Shane. But always a good dude, great with advice, super awesome. Shane's one of the best. If Shane has a signature guitar and they sold it in a righty, I would buy it. Henning Polly, the bald, crazy German who some people love, some people hate, some people are indifferent to, was really good too early on with putting me in touch with Tolman, helping me through some of that process. So when his signature came out, I bought it. Video coming out tomorrow. So that's cool. And then Hunter and I were on a forum way back in the day, the CGS forum. And so I saw some of Hunter's first videos, and my first video was in the CGS forum too, as we each were buying Chinese guitars and kind of sharing the experience and what we did through them. So when Hunter's came out, it's like, well, I gotta buy that, right? Like, come on. And I did. So it's on its route. And so that's on route. So I'm really excited. I love the neck on it. If you look, hold on, let me bring it up on the thing. I feel like I'm doing a pitch for him, but really, it's a images. Oh, actually, no, not images. Sorry, I wasn't planning on doing a link. Yeah, let me share the screen here. If I share, oh well, never mind, guys. All my promotions is for naught because they sold out. But here, I'll at least share it. Hopefully, you guys see that video that thing being shared. Of course, it's now sharing over the YouTube video quick live stream thing. But anyway, that's Hunter's guitar. It's got a beautiful flame maple neck, and I'm super digging it. More No Benzan. What's going on, man? Jamal with a blast from the past, the ESP LTD Guitar Lover guitar. Oh man, where is that dude today? There was a guy on YouTube, ESP LTD Guitar Lover, who was on and he did a lot of cheap gear. He actually worked closely with a kind of a Gibson seller that I've gotten to be friendly with now who's trying to go legit. Actually, it's the guy behind Bad Cat Guitars and Shangzi, a guy named Shangzi Jia. And he, anyway, I'll put that aside for now. Put a pin on that. But yeah, this ESP guitar lover, I would watch his videos all the time, and I really enjoyed him, and he kind of had some Storyville to him, like some of the things, like this studio that he had famous people come through was his basement, and anyway, it was a weird situation. And I put a couple of videos about Chinese New Year of all things, like, hey, don't buy guitars coming into Chinese New Year, it's gonna take forever. And he suddenly threw a crap fit at me, and like it was just, you know, cranky, whatever, and now he's gone from YouTube. But it was my first like YouTube beef with the creator, and like I liked the guy, I enjoyed his channel, even though you knew that some of it wasn't reality. And then he had some Stolen Valor stuff and a bunch of other things, and then he's gone from YouTube these days. But it was kind of funny. So yeah, Jamal knows from back in the day. Kyle was saying that the Harley Benton page is kind of flipped out over pricing, and I've got a video kind of coming up. We talk a little bit about that with the Henning Polly one. Jamal, funny thing is his video is how he found out about me. No kidding, right? The Henning Polly guitar, it's another one. It's like $300-400 bucks. It's about 400 US to my door anyway. And that's really Benton kind of raising the floor. But in each of these, it looks like they've really raised the quality. So it's kind of like the Acura to a Honda, or the Maybach to a Mercedes. Maybe that one doesn't line up as well. But like these premium bands, Lexus, Toyota, those kind of things, where they're trying to kind of raise the floor a little bit and have a second tier of things, of guitars and quality and that kind of stuff. So, but impressive, and still I think worth it. We'll see Hunter's one, but the Henning's one I was shocked, and it's got like an Ibanez feeling neck, and it's super smooth and rather pretty, and really good tones out of it. So video for that will be up tomorrow. So yeah, that's those are the most interesting things. I'm on a Wednesday, so guitar reviews for like inexpensive cool gear is always on a Wednesday. I've got a bunch of Gibson content coming out on Sundays. Gibbs Sunday, hey. And then either Mondays or Fridays is when I'm trying to do filler videos around other stuff. So that's filler videos, like things that don't fit in those two buckets. And I've got a series of those things kind of coming up. Those fusions are gorgeous. The black telly. So Shane was just asking what that black telly was on the left. I built that. That's like a tuxedo style black Telecaster with a Charlie Christian neck, with a Duncan single blade in the bridge, ebony fretboard, flame maple. And it's I'll dig it out at some point. It's a really, really cool, neat guitar. The body was cheap. It's one of those like Polonia ones, but it was a double bound one, and super dig it. So that was one of maybe the second telly that I built. The first one is actually that Amber telly, which is a flame top, flame neck, black guard, twisted telly neck. Forget what's in the, maybe not Tex-Mex. I forget what's the bridge pickup is in it, but really, really cool one there. Yeah, Shane, that's a Charlie Christian. Hold on, I've got it, because it happens to be right here. So there you go. Old Man Zen said he enjoyed my telly build video. Thanks, man. I'm trying to do some more build stuff. It's tough. The build stuff is so hard to film with kids around. So a lot of it kind of get through things along on those levels. Jamal, I'll help you spec the parts, and then it's just screwing stuff in and a little bit of soldering. It's super easy. The fun is really the hunt of finding all the parts and doing everything is really kind of the cool thing when you're looking at something like that. It's just a good time to go and kind of work through it. But I think the neck was I found a guy in California that was selling his like seconds. It's got a little tiny mark on it. I don't know if you can see. It's a nice flame maple neck, right? And it has just a little bit of grain pattern right there that I think he couldn't sell for full price. So I think I get in an ebony fretboard, which was hard to find on a telly neck, and 22 frets. So that it would really complete that kind of double bound telly sort of look. But I got the neck, I think, for like $160 or something for a thin nitro skinned neck. It was pretty pretty sick. Texas toast guitars for the body. Sorry, I'm checking that Texas toast guitars bodies right now. Guitars. Cool, neat stuff. Yeah, soldering's not fun. I'll tell you, but the nice thing about soldering is you could always get your pickups from GFS to start. And GFS has those solderless ones and kind of set it all in. So then you get the guitar, get up and going, see if those are good enough, or then if they're not, then buy a couple and take it to a guy and have them solder things up, which would be great. The other thing I was trying to do was I was trying to do like a guitar and teen video series where you kind of have a focused Easter egg hunt on with a mission, and try and find the guitar retailers that are still selling gear, shipping gear, mostly small mom and pop shops around, to try and highlight some of their stuff, highlight some shops, give back to those companies are screwed. Like guitar companies, guitar sellers, music shops were having a really hard time before they couldn't open their doors to the public. And so the thought there would be to do a hunt where you set a certain things around that. I give 5 or 6 ideas, and hopefully in the channel people show other ideas on other shops, and then we can kind of do a recap video, like a Monday, Friday kind of thing on those to kind of highlight other shops, hopefully send some business their way. I know with me, right around the corner is Music Around. I think Shane's been there. And we went there, a great shop. Vic, the manager's a really good guy. I can walk to there from my house. And so that would be one where I'd highlight, because all their inventory is online. If you guys know Ike from Flipside Music out in Colorado, what a great dude. They're live on one of his live streams the other night watching, and it was those are guys too. They've got stock, they've got rent, they've got costs, and I think that those are the really kind of fun things. One of the forums I was on, I put a call to arms, like give me some shops to look at to kind of help this hunt thing, and almost everyone's favorite shops had closed, and that's sad, right? It's just a bummer. Nick, they're doing a class, doing a deal for YouTube creators coming out to do a class. Oh, no kidding, that's cool. I picked a couple of new guitars, 2 different shops, hadn't been planning on, but it helps, to be honest, like a couple of new guitars, right? Like these are the fun things, right? It's fun for me to hunt guitars. Old Man Zen went and bought a couple of guitars to help other people, and you get guitars. Right? It's just cool. Yeah, self-bought. No, you got to think of like the big guys. I know Guitar Center and Musician's Friend just shut down. They were running kind of in spite of a stay-at-home order, and the mayor or whatever came in and shut down their warehouse. But these little shops, usually 1 or 2 guys, where the one guy goes in the shop, opens the door, ships out some stuff, drops it off, and then leaves and goes home. So from a safety perspective, it's fine. And those are the shops that like wouldn't survive this, you know. We'll see that self-bought seems to be selling guitars still. Do you think guitar companies are pricing themselves in stores out of business? You know what? Quentin Brown asked that question, and I think it's some of it's pricing it, but it's hard to compete with the online economy, right? If you're an expensive guitar shop, right? If you're selling, there's a shop, Music Emporium, which is by me, which is outside of Boston, and they're all Collins guitars, really high-end acoustics. Even their electrics are super high-end boutique, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Those are guitars that perhaps you're not going to buy without touching it and playing it, or you'd be hesitant, or you better have a hell of a return policy, right? So I think those kind of shops somehow survive. But when you're slinging Epiphones, cheap used gear, that kind of stuff in the low end market, it's hard to make money 10 or 15 bucks at a time when someone can go click from Musician's Friend and get it in 2 or 3 days to their house, or Sweetwater, or pick a company, or Tolman in Europe, or whatever. And so it's really hard to compete. And those other companies have better price structures, better everything, because they're just huge and they can just keep slinging stuff out. So I think a lot of it is the online economy. I think a lot of it is kids aren't learning to play guitar as much, I think. In the attention span deficit era of instant gratification and 10-minute Quibi shows and quick YouTube clips and everything else, like it's a pain in the ass to learn how to play guitar. Trust me, I'm still lousy at it. But like keep going back to it. I think people don't get into it, where electronic music, that kind of stuff, is picked over more. At least it seems to me. thing is, we're now seeing amazing sales on some of the higher price guitars. So much more. Yeah, it's the truth. I've been lucky too. So I'm helping. My uncle Jeff's going through some health stuff, and it's not good. But he's got 75, 80 guitars, and 50 something of those are Gibson guitars. And so I went down right before all of this when we still could, and was able to pick up a bunch of like his B class stuff that he wanted to clear that tier out. And so I've been selling those, and I've been getting pretty close to. I'm getting good prices, but not great. Took a hit on maybe one or two of them, but we're probably 10% off the market. But you're seeing people sit on high end stuff or higher end stuff, even new, and it's coming out pretty at a nice discount. I think I saw a Gibson R7 Gold Top go for $2,800, $2,900 new, which is really right about the sweet spot of where they've been used. What's this, Jamal? Hopefully we can save some of our stimulus checks, and when things get better, we can shop some of these small shops. Exactly, right? And I think you're going to see some of those stimulus checks get wasted on guitars. And some people, who knows? Pedal market, yeah. Well, Kyle's a really good point. It's like the pedal market's going up on the U side, and I think it's because pedals ship cheap, and if you're stuck at home with a lot of free time, going down the pedal rabbit hole is probably the cheapest way to go nuts and give yourself an edge size pedal board and go nutty with it, right? Get lost in tones and stuff. I keep my pedal game super simple, because every time I try to do too much with my pedals, it's 4 hours of just great time with really no output at the end. I've just lost myself in looking for tones and stacking things and rearranging things and trying them different amps and trying them different whatever. And it's pretty cool. Tall Thin Kev, what's going on, man? So it's I could see why pedals maybe would be doing better, especially certain types of pedals, that kind of stuff. Right now, it's the ultimate time filler, adventure, rabbit hole, wormhole thing to go and do those things. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, Jamal, I was surprised. That was a pretty good price. So there's some opportunities there. I've seen most of the sellers are still holding high, but if you watch eBay auctions, and every once in a while you'll see one come through with no reserve that's already at a pretty low price, and they're not. There's some sad-ish people. I was watching, and I don't have money to spend it right now. My wife's out of work through all of this, and she works in a hospital, and Mad's immune system isn't great, so Jen had to stop working. And then my work's going through some stuff too, but still getting paid. But so I can't buy anything really right now. With that said, I saw a 2015 Les Paul Jr. with case with a pickup swap and a replacement pickup, and I believe it went for like $600. So I had a boutique pickup. It came with its original cool gold case, still the electronic tuners on it and whatnot, but it went for, that was a really good price. That's a couple $100 off what it normally should have gone for. What's going on, Kev? Not much is going on, Kev, right? Like there's yeah, there's not a whole lot. We're not missing out on much outside of there. Old man's I'm seriously considering a multi-effects pedal if they go on sale. Helix, HR possibly. Yeah, do it, man. Or hunt. So I don't know if one of my other videos I kind of showed, I rearranged my bedroom. I'm hiding out in my room, and my computer is now on top of a bureau, and I pulled out the second drawer and put some boards down, and that's where my shelf is. I actually just ditched my entire underwear drawer, and my Kemper is now right in front of me. My interface is in front of me. The USB hub is there and cables, and having a Kemper right here is awesome because I can plug in, I get a tone real quick. It's right here, and this is where I am all day at work, so I can grab a guitar off the wall, which is right here, and just plug in and play for 15 minutes, go back to sanity, and then go back and do it. So multi-effects on the floor to really go and have all those tones right there is just excellent. Firehawk FX, I haven't tried those. Jacob Coulter was just saying he's got a Firehawk FX. All of those are so good now. It used to be like, remember the DP200s and things like that, where we go, oh, that's great if you don't have pedals, right? They've gotten a lot better. My hobo desk. It's a perfect thing, right? My dresser is the hobo desk setup. It's the least sexy home studio, but I've got an open floor plan house, and so like you can't hide anywhere. Not my kids are home. I had a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old and my wife and everything else. So this way I can still do some videos. I can still do some stuff. I've kind of pivoted for doing a video recording that actually faces said hobo desk, so that it makes just even a slightly better backdrop for doing that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys like it. What's the learning curve in the Kemper? Really, so I spent like 2 or 3 hours the first day. I bought a used one, which came with extra profiles, and I bought it came with the floorboard. So for like $14.50, $1,500, which was a steal to get both of those things together. So the full foot switch thing and that foot switch really helped me because it kind of lays some things out guitarist logically. It made it easier to learn the whole thing. But after a few hours, I was able to jump through all the demo tones, go scout all the other ones that are in there, including all the ones that another guy had loaded in. And then I think the second day I started playing with profiling amps, and that went pretty easy. It sounds weird as crap. It's like alien invasion stuff, but I dug it. I thought it was really, really cool. And so I use the Kemper a lot. It's the ultimate recording. So yes. Shane is asking, and I only got a couple minutes. I have a meeting for work I have to jump on in 2 minutes. I refine my profiles a lot. So I had it do that. Then what's cool is, so quickly, you put a microphone in front of an amp. The microphone plugs in the back of the Kemper. You plug a guitar in the front of the Kemper. And then you also plug a cable from, like a normal guitar cable, from the back of the Kemper to your amp. And it simulates a bunch of tones and sounds that really goes and makes everything gauge the responses, and it processes that from the inbound mic. So it profiles it initially, and you're like, okay, that's cool. But then you can say refine, and you can play your guitar over it, and then it learns subtle guitar attacky things. And then when that's there, then I'll take that and tweak it a little bit more. And I got a lot of that, mostly really close to the amp in room, especially for when you put the headphones on and can A/B between what that mic, the 57 Classic, is hearing from the amp and what the Kemper is emulating to sound just like it. Super cool. What I found though too is a couple of them, I then took that and like boosted the gain and adjusted some other things, and it left being a profile of an amp I had and became being another really, really cool new tone. So I thought that was pretty sweet. I probably upgrade to a Helix or Kemper some in the future. 20 Helix Kempers. I love the floor processor, and the Kemper floor unit doesn't have a built-in expression pedal. That's a really good point. Sweet. But hey, gents, I need to jump. Thanks for jumping on this test. I will probably change the mic next time and use my like an Omni, really good mic right there. But aside from that, this was a blast. And yeah, thank you for jumping on. Thanks for hanging out. Great to see everybody. Everyone be safe. Keep yours and all the ones you love safe, and hope everything. Let's go, Bronze Snake. Oh man, I'm just ending and you're here, but hey, Bronze Snake is the best. And with that, I say good day. Have a great one, guys. I've got issues. Thanks for letting me share them with you. Bye.